Hi, my name is Cooke and I'd like to share some thoughts about my recent trip to Uganda. First, a little background. I'm 56 years old and have two sons, Shreffer, who is 30 and lives in Seattle, and CC, who is 29 and somewhat nomadic in style. My wife Becky is an executive in the financial services industry, and she's an avid tennis player and gardener. I also have a sister, Blandy, who lives in North Wilmington. Following my retirement from the IT world in 2001, I pursued music with a passion. I'm an upright and electric bass player, and I currently play in several local bands. Secondly, I'm a dog lover. I have two Pomeranians, Feisty and Sookie, who both compete in agility competition and receive instruction weekly. Lastly, traveling is a big passion. I've traveled to over 25 countries, and Becky and I enjoy active vacations like hiking and biking. I think I've had a typical life: high school, college, work, marriage, kids, retirement. But I think I was affected when I was 22 when my mother passed away at age 48, and 15 years ago when my father passed away. Those two events have really made me focus on having a passion and pursuing my endeavors. It seemed almost natural to want to be part of the CTV mission trip to Uganda, specifically to visit the Camp Musana on the shore of Lake Victoria. I felt it was time to take a working vacation and help a community and organization. Africa was one place I had not traveled, so the opportunity seemed perfect. My only fear was traveling with 16 people, only 3 of which I knew. I was not part of Church of the Vineyard, but they graciously offered a slot for me on the trip. I had to get clearance on a few items. First, having lost my spleen in the 10th grade, I was always told never to travel where there might be malaria, so I had to consult my doctor. Once I got the go-ahead, I had to run it by my wife, because while she had no desire to go to Africa, she was going to hold down the fort for the 2 weeks while I was gone. And lastly was the funding. Although I could fund the trip myself, I learned that it was more important to give the opportunity to others to help donate, whether in funds, goods, or prayer. I was not immune to the notion of the white man helping the African community, because you do want to make a difference. But I had to do my homework. I had to understand what was going to work and what wasn't going to work. Setting down in Entebbe, I was finally in Uganda, the land of opportunity, the pearl of Africa, as Churchill said, but also the world of Idi Amin and Joseph Kony. We worked hard. We built a shed, we built a mud house, we chopped trees with a machete, we painted, all good jungle stuff. Also, and probably more importantly, we visited the local children at their schools, spending a half a day with them playing games, teaching Bible classes, and just observing and interacting with them. We also got to know the people at the Musana camp, realizing that work was very hard, nothing comes easy, but everything is worth it. We visited the main Camp Musana and got a history of the organization, as well as participated with a family unit of 20 children. To me, the trip was more like camping, appreciating the little things like a drink of water, a good meal, a good hike, blessed by the invitation to spend time with another culture. There was so much to take in as I think back. The trip to Kampala, the safari on the plains, the trip and excursion on the Nile River. I'm sure I learned more than I taught, and I took more than I gave. I did feel it was important not to lose energy from the trip and have it exist only as a working vacation. As a result, I now sponsor a child at the Cobwin Center, which is for the ex-LRA children soldiers of Joseph Kony. I also give monthly to the Musana camp. I participate at CTV in various endeavors. So as I look back on the trip, it was really an opportunity for me to move the ball forward in my life, learning to do goodwill and help others. I definitely think about going back and continuing my experience there.